Hello, family and friends. I wanted to share a colossal failure that I had and what I learned from the failure. I've always embraced spirited debates about various things. I'm on a mission, several missions. One is to find out the truth of things. I like to know the cause and effect of why things happen. I'm fascinated with things that have to do with engineering and how things are constructed. But the thing that I'm most interested in is human behavior. I feel like if we understand human behavior, it unlocks a lot of intellectual wealth. In other words, we can live better lives if we understand ourselves and how our minds work, and also understanding other people. So here's where I had an epic failure, and my failure was because I embraced spirited debates. I would engage in debates about politics. One of the things that was restrictive in these debates is that I kind of have a different view of the world than most people. In other words, I've researched like where the true power structures of the world are, and as it turns out, governments are not at the tip of that. They're much further down. And by studying human nature, I also understand the evil nature of man, and that the people in control are always the evil ones. I'm not sure if you believe in the Bible, but if you do, we go back to the beginning of time, and the world's been basically ruled by Satan. Whether you believe that story or not, I believe that the world is definitely run by evil people. And I have a lot of logic behind that, but an evil man has more weapons than a good man. In other words, if you don't have any restrictions, like you're willing to torture and murder little children, for instance, you have more weaponry than a good man who would not be willing to do that. So my viewpoint is the evil forces rule the world. Now comes to what does that mean for me? What is my personal mission? And my personal mission is I want to leave a legacy, a good legacy, before I take the checkered flag of life. And that means that I want to spread as much light as I can in the world, make the world a better place if I can. Even if it's a little teeny tiny molecule better, that's my mission. So I'm studying human behavior. I'm studying the cause and effect of things, and I'm trying to make a positive difference. I felt that pursuit of truth and helping others to actually find that singular truth in whatever they're looking at, whether it be politics or the way the world works or how to repair, a motor, that would be helping shedding lights. But here's where my error was. Because my worldview is mine and it doesn't necessarily match anybody else's, these spirited debates about politics, which would be, in my opinion, were trying to find a singular truth, those discussions went awry. And here's why. As far as politics are concerned, human beings, one of our most fundamental needs is acceptance. We all have that, and we can see it in children and teenagers in particular. We're always trying to find acceptance in a group or with other people. And when we affiliate with any group, whether it be a political party, a fraternity, or whatever, we tend to adopt groupthink, meaning I'm going to think like everybody else. I'm going to fly the same banners and same flags. I'm going to protest and support the same things as my group, and that gives us that acceptance that we need. So whenever an entity or group comes along with an opposite opinion, it's like two enemies doing battle then. Neither are going to change the other's mind, at least most of the time. In a rare instance, maybe a spirited debate could lead for one person to move to the other side or vice versa. What was happening to me in these political debates, spirited debates as I would say, I tried never to have like emotion like hatred or whatever, and like let's stick to the issues. And here's why I think what I think. And then people started dropping out of my life. They were blocking me on Facebook. They were not talking to me anymore. And these are people that I love and respect. So I wanted to really do a deep dive on, well, what is happening here? Why is this so divisive? And it's divisive because of what I said. We need acceptance, so we adopt the groupthink and we stick to the groupthink, and we're unwilling to change. And I stupidly thought, because I like to debate with presentation of why I feel the way I do. I don't just say stuff out of emotion or because some talking head on the TV set told me this is the way it is. I do my research, and my strongly held opinions are very well researched, not from what somebody says on a newscast, but from actually diving into things as far as I can go. This is my pursuit of truth. And I started losing friends, and it was very easy for me to say, well, all right, well, then you were never really a friend to begin with. Bye-bye, sorry for you, and whatever. But when I really thought deeply about it, I thought, no, I love these people. And these disagreements that we have on politics, if they can trigger bad emotions to the point where these people want to exit my life, that's a net loss for me. I don't want them out of my life. So I started to rethink these spirited political debates. And then my godmother, Mary Kay, she passed away a couple weeks ago. I was there with her in the room when she took her last breath. It was a blessing. And Mary Kay and I were on opposite ends of the political spectrum, and we never talked politics because we knew what good will come of that. We're not going to change each other's minds. And this person, I was her biggest fan, and she was my biggest fan. And where would talking about politics lead to? Nowhere good. So she taught me a lesson. We don't need to talk about politics because we love each other. We're each other's biggest fan. That's all that counts. It was the focus on the love and the things we agreed on and the memories we had together. And so I had a paradigm shift. And I said to myself, when we talk about politics, and this is on both sides, and unfortunately, pretty much we only have two sides. When somebody's posting about how great Trump is or how bad Trump is, half roughly of the people are going to agree and half are going to disagree, right? So, for instance, the people who hate Trump, they talk about why they hate him and I hate him so much, and then the people who agree, it amplifies their hatred. And the people on the other side who don't agree, they amplify their hatred for those people, and it works both ways. And I thought to myself, what a net loss for everybody. I think we can all agree that we're divided. As a society, we're divided, and not realizing that these political commentaries that we make, and I fell into the trap, never again, it was amplifying the division between us. So I wanted to share this with you. So I had a paradigm shift, and I said to myself, certainly having spirited discussions on politics is perfectly fine, but I'm going to only do that with like-minded people. And I'm not going to do it publicly on social media because it does more harm than good. I've lost friends, very respected and loved friends that I didn't want to lose. And after the paradigm shift, one particular couple who I absolutely adore that blocked me, I sent them a letter. And I just said, I had a paradigm shift. I'm sorry for ever talking about politics, and I won't anymore. And I just wanted you to know how important you are to me. I love and respect you guys. And then I put the words take care. And take care, words are very powerful, and I was selective with those words. Take care simply means if this is farewell, that's fine. I don't necessarily need you to reach out to me and go, hey, let's get back together. If we do or don't, it doesn't matter. What matters is my code. I executed my personal code, and I said I'm sorry, and I am not talking about politics anymore. So what I'm asking for you is to think about what I'm saying, and if you do want the country to come together or people to come together or shed some light on the world, to think about is putting your political opinions on social media. Is that doing that, or is it doing the opposite? Is it dividing us? And in my opinion, my friends, it's dividing us. To me, both sides of both parties are crime families, and I think we the people are under siege. That's my opinion. So, like, for instance, I wrote my first book here, How to Be a Warrior of Light in a Dark World. It combines two components. It combines the components of trying to be the best versions of ourselves so we can spread light. But then in the middle of the book, I go into all the corruption and bad stuff that's going on. And my call to action in the book is to understand how dark the world is, and the necessity to become the best and strongest version of ourselves is super important, because that's the stronger we are, the more light we can shed. The more we become united and push back against the darkness that's really against us all. And I'll just read the first few chapter titles. Chapter 1 is choice, chapter 2 is gratitude, chapter 3 is the power of words, chapter 4 is the unlimited power of the brain, chapter 5 living and learning, chapter 6 problem solving, chapter 7 leadership. So all of these things are crucial in us living our best lives. And I just wanted to share my paradigm shift with you that no more politics with anybody who's not like-minded. I want to help bring us together. I don't want to lose any more friends or any family members because we're talking about politics, which we have very little control over. So my mission is the same, and my methodology in executing the mission has changed, my friends. I hope and pray you think about what I said about how talking about politics and expressing our opinions on social media actually is a double loss. It amplifies the hatred on the side you're on for the other side, and it amplifies the hatred of the other side toward your side, and it does no good. At the end of the day, all we have is each other, and that's what's most important. I love you all. I would be grateful if you would put some comments in and let me know what you think about my paradigm shift. And I'm going to ask a favor to all of you, and that is, please, if you see me even sniffing around any kind of replies on politics or anything, please call me out, because I'm going to do my best not to post anything that's remotely political. And to my friends who we've had spirited debates and we're still dear friends, Michael DeVersa, you know who you are, my brother, God bless you. So, all right, my friends, take care. Let me know what you think about this video and what my paradigm shift is, and I will talk to you later.